Imagine walking down the street. From over a football field away, a tiny, translucent projectile cuts through the air and strikes your arm. You might brush it off as a mosquito bite. Within seconds, your nervous system begins to shut down. Your heart stops beating. You collapse from a massive, fatal cardiac arrest. When the medical examiner performs the autopsy, they find no bullet casing, no needle marks, and zero trace of toxins in your blood. Officially, your death is ruled entirely natural. This is a functional, documented weapon system, designed and tested by the Central Intelligence Agency. The United States government successfully engineered a method to commit murder without leaving any physical evidence. To understand why this exists, we have to look back to the peak of the Cold War in the late 1950s. The United States and the Soviet Union were constantly testing the boundaries of covert espionage. American intelligence learned that a KGB agent named Bogdan Stashinsky was already eliminating targets using a secretive, vapor-firing poison gun. The CIA realized they were falling behind in the covert arms race. They needed a countermeasure that could outperform the Soviet design. The agency's engineering mandate was extremely specific. They needed a long-range, totally silent delivery system that could strike a target instantly while mimicking a natural death. A researcher named Mary Embry was tasked with searching through obscure medical documents. She needed a lethal substance that bypassed standard, easily detectable poisons like cyanide. The agency ultimately chose Saxitoxin, an incredibly fast-acting neurotoxin naturally derived from shellfish. This diagram shows how Saxitoxin operates. It blocks neural pathways, immediately triggering a fatal cardiac arrest. Scaling this out puts the lethality into perspective. A microscopic dose is fatal, and the CIA acquired 11 grams, enough to kill hundreds of thousands of people. But acquiring the poison only solved half the problem. The CIA still had to figure out how to put that poison into a target without leaving a trace. The agency partnered with the Army's Special Operations Division at Fort Detrick, Maryland. Together, they developed a device classified as the non-discernible microbio-inoculator. This schematic resembles a standard-scoped 1911 pistol. Stripping away the casing reveals a modified interior without gunpowder, relying entirely on a hidden battery and electronic firing mechanism. Replacing explosive charges with electronic propulsion ensured a shot from 100 meters remained virtually silent. The weapon's effectiveness relied on microscopic darts made entirely of frozen liquid poison. When this frozen sliver of ice pierces a target's skin, it instantly melts into the bloodstream. There is no physical evidence left behind. The only remaining mark is a microscopic red dot on the victim's flesh. The CIA had successfully created a way to commit murder without leaving a murder weapon. By the early 1970s, President Richard Nixon issued an executive order to terminate offensive biological warfare programs. All existing bioweapons were legally required to be destroyed. But a CIA chemist named Dr. Nathan Gordon felt the Saxitoxin was valuable to throw away. He ignored the president's direct orders and hid the 11-gram stockpile inside a Washington, D.C. storage vault. It sat there until 1975, when the Senate formed the Church Committee to investigate illegal domestic activities. During a search of CIA facilities, the committee discovered the illegal stockpile of poison. Rogue factions within the intelligence community had been operating completely unchecked, holding enough hidden neurotoxin to wipe out a small city. During a televised public hearing, Senator Frank Church confronted the agency about the hidden poison. CIA Director William Colby attempted to defend the stockpile, claiming it was merely a humane suicide option for captured agents. Senator Church rejected that excuse and forced Colby to physically present the delivery system to the world. During the hearing, the committee asked whether this untraceable weapon was ever actually used to assassinate a target. Colby's official answer was that there were no records of the weapon ever being deployed in the field. This creates a paradox. The gun's engineering purpose was to leave zero trace and zero record behind, making Colby's denial inherently unprovable. Its true body count remains a mystery.